Hey guys, this is Jared with Razel's Revenge Gaming coming at you again with another video this week. Just gonna give you a quick little rundown of some stuff that has happened the past, I'd say week, give or take. Um, it's been pretty quiet on the forefront. Thankfully, there's no real like drama or you know Me Too stuff or anything like that going on. It's pretty quiet, and I'm thankful for that, believe it or not, because that means everything is going smooth and hopefully games and everything are on schedule. So, here goes. Um, Now, like it or hate it, Fallout 76 is going to be getting NPCs starting the first quarter of 2020. Now, quarters are generally, 3-month periods, so it could be January, February, March, kind of ordeal. But we have a little early look at the first couple of NPCs that are going to be in the Wastelanders update for Fallout 76. It's going to be an interesting addition. If you don't know, the Wastelanders DLC is actually going to put in NPCs back into the Fallout world, which will make the Appalachians a hell of a lot more interesting. Right now, it's pretty drab in there. There's a lot, but you have to be the type to actually go looking for it and want to read stuff and actually delve into the lore. If you do that, it's pretty decent actually, and I will get a lot of hate for that, but whatever. The first couple that you'll run into, if you create a new character, I guess I should say, would be Lacey and Izelia. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Anyways, they're going to be inside Vault 76, and don't really know much about the interactions you'll have with them. I just know they're going to be in there, and they're supposed to lead you to the other two confirmed NPCs that we know about, Duchess and Mort, who operate the Wayward, and I'm guessing that that's going to be the first little steps of the actual storyline for the Wastelanders. Lacey and Isella, or whatever her name is, will introduce you to the Duchess and Mort, and you'll probably use them as a hub for the first couple of quests or whatever until you're introduced into other NPCs and their camps, maybe even different factions, stuff like that. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm a huge Fallout fan. Played the crap out of 76. I almost made it level 100, and I know that's really not a lot by some of the standards I've seen on there, because Jesus, I logged in maybe 2 weeks ago and I saw like 400 levels just walking around. It's like, how the fuck did you do that? But anywho, the only reason why I stopped playing was the leveling system, to be honest with you. It's cool that you can use the perk cards to pretty much build whatever you want to build for that play session, I suppose I should say. Depending on how high level you are, how many perks you've unlocked, and so forth and so forth. But to me, that took away from the experience of actually having a character, like an actual presence in the game. Like, once you built your character, that was it. That was you in the wasteland. So if you fucked up and didn't build the character how you wanted it to, or didn't have specific skills, that was it. There was no, rearranging of the perk cards and all that good stuff to just carry on. Um, it got kind of mindless after, you know, leveling up, picking a perk card, and some of the perks you just ended up doing because it was something different, like you would never have picked the perk card in your initial setup, but now since you have X amount of that perk card and a couple of them are stacked and all that good stuff, you just blow it on a random perk that you would have never chosen before just for shits and giggles. So that kind of got boring quick, and it kind of took some of the thrill out of the Fallout game. But if it wasn't for that, I'd probably still be playing the crap out of that game just because I really love Fallout. I mean, granted, it's been a dumpster fire, but if you're the kind of person who just likes to play a video game for the experience and all, and you're not too caught up on the leveling system or the lack of NPCs, it's actually pretty cool to see yourself dropped into I don't really want to call it the wasteland, but into a wasteland, and you have like all the Fallout goodies just at your fingertips to go and do. So, I'll be looking forward to the Wastelanders expansion. It'll probably get me back into the game. No kidding. Thought about picking up on the holiday sale for $20 just so I could play it digitally. I've got a hard copy right now. As you can see, the other way, the collector's edition, the Power Armor edition, and no, it wasn't the one from GameStop. So it's the mold-free version. I got mine from Amazon. So, anywho, looking forward to that. The first quarter of 2020. The introduction of NPC. So if you're a Fallout person and you've heard really crappy things about Fallout 76, most of it's warranted. I won't really defend it all that much, but once the Wastelanders comes out, give it a try. Your experience will be vastly improved, I'm pretty sure. So, moving on, I guess I should go ahead and get some of the obvious stuff out of the way. The new Call of Duty has been the most played Call of Duty of this generation, and it has actually got in about 1 billion in sales, and still counting, actually. So there's that. I mean, that's, go figure. That would have been no surprise. It's Modern Warfare. And if you haven't gotten it by now, and you haven't beaten it with like the campaign and all, I mean, I don't want to ruin it, because maybe you got it for Christmas, so you've only been playing it for 3 days. But you'll see why they rebooted it at the end of the campaign, and if you let the credits roll and everything, you'll see that it's actually kind of more of a prequel to the Modern Warfare that we played as teenagers. I also wrote a review on that too, if you want to go to the website and read up on it and see what I'm talking about. If you don't mind spoilers, I'm not going to spoil it on the video. So, woohoo! What's next? Oh yeah, the other obvious thing is The Witcher. It has a Netflix adaptation now. It's supposed to be really awesome. Haven't seen it. I'll carve out some time, probably within next week, to binge it. But it should be no surprise that the Netflix series has spawned new interest in the game. So The Witcher 3 has been selling like crazy. It's actually, what is it? Top selling game on Steam in the UK, Australia, Brazil, and it's been ranking 3rd in the US, Poland, and Russia. Lots of new interest in the game, so that's pretty badass, honestly. It's a story. It's a great story. It's kind of like a two-headed, well, not two-headed, but a double-edged sword there. What the hell was I saying? It's cool to see people take more of an interest in the game and the lore and all that good stuff, but at the same time, it makes me wonder. This is going to sound really terrible, but it makes me wonder how many casuals are going to try to play the Witcher games after watching the Netflix flick and then be like, what the hell, this game is extremely hard, I don't like it, it sucks, blah 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 blah, and that's expected because the Witcher games aren't for everybody, kind of like a Souls experience, it's not for everybody. But I wonder if we'll see like some of the reviews start to tick down by like, 0.2 of a point or something like that if people actually go through the trouble of reviewing the game. So that's something to consider, but I think all in all, that's pretty badass for it to be in the limelight again. Now, moving on to some of the random bits and pieces I was able to find. The Wolf Among Us 2 is actually being redone from the ground up. The new Telltale studio, which actually consists of a couple of the older people from the Telltale studio, with a couple of the older people just taken on as freelance agents, like 1099 people and all that good stuff, as well as a new studio called Ad Hoc, which is, surprise, made up of 4 of the older members of the Telltale studio. they're coming back together to just completely redo the Wolf Among Us. They tore what progress they had completely down and started from ground up. It's no longer going to use that dated Telltale engine, whatever the hell it was. They're going to use the Unreal Engine, so that's awesome, something to look forward to. There was also something to be, I think it was a rumor, maybe it was confirmed, I can't remember right now, but that they're also, or Telltale rather, is also going to get rid of the episodic nature of their games, which is, I like that. Um, it's a weird move coming from them, but all the flack and everything they got from what had happened with the studio closing and all that, I guess it's kind of warranted. They just shove everything all out in one fell swoop with this just to see what happens, to try to change it up a bit. I don't like the episodic take on games. Like, that's probably one of the reasons why I'm not going to buy the new Final Fantasy VII remake when it comes out, because it is episodic. I That's a cheap way to cheap and effective. No doubt, but it's cheap and effective way to get people to keep coming back and investing their time and effort in your product, which is kind of what this struggle is for today's gaming scene. But moving on, we have Hellblade 2 is actually confirmed for not only the Xbox Series X, the big shocker there, but also for PC. So look out for that when it hits. There's also a rumor that Street Fighter 6 is in the works and it will be released in 2021. Now, it's just a rumor, don't know how much you can take for that, but I guess it probably is time for another Street Fighter to hit the bricks, so I give that one probably a 60-40 chance. Now, there's also Kojima has confirmed that he's already working on his next project, so that's cool. When we'll see it, don't know. It took years for us to get something from him after, the Metal Gear debacle and him leaving that studio and then creating his own. So it could be another 3 or 4 years before we see anything. And even then, it should be noted that he has said that his studio was wanting to work more towards making movies and stuff, so it might end up being more of a interactive game, kind of like stuff like the Telltale games and God, why can't I think of it right now? Anywho, you know what I'm talking about. They were on PS4 and Jesus, I'm gonna stop before I make myself look even more stupid. But yeah, just interactive games. So look forward to something like that from his upcoming stuff, more than likely. Um, so I have mixed feelings about that one. The whole interactive movie video game thing. I'm old, so I don't. It's not my cup of tea, but I can see where some people would like it. The other thing is that we have. Oh yeah, Warcraft 3 Reforged is coming out on January 28th of next year, so look forward to that one if you're a PC gamer and love the WoW series. Uh, Last but not least, on the random crap I could find, the Midnight Forces 2 Special Edition Xbox controller is back, as well as the Night Ops camo controller. So if you're looking for a new Xbox controller and you can't afford like Elite or the Elite 2, which are badass controllers, I would highly suggest buying them over these. But if you can't, you're looking for a new stylish controller, definitely check out the Midnight Forces 2 and the Night Ops camo controller. I've never really seen a Xbox controller that wasn't sexy in its own right. So, but I'm a Microsoft guy, so I'm a little biased. But I think that about does it for the kind of the update thing for this week. So, as always, just like, share, subscribe. I'll leave links to all my social media and everything in the description below. And I appreciate you guys for subscribing to me. Hopefully, we can help grow this channel a bit in 2020. leave comments. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want covered. A lot of you have my contact info directly, so just let me know. And I hope to hear from you. And again, you guys have a good one, and I will talk at you later. I'm probably going to do another video after this one, just fair warning. I have something to say, or possibly going to say something about the whole YouTube censorship and getting rid of channels and all that, and how content creators should try to diversify their little portfolios and presence, but I'm debating about that one. So, yeah. You guys have a good one, and hope everything went well over the holidays. Hope you have a safe and happy, what is it, New Year's that's coming up. Yeah, that's it. Jesus. So, goodbye, guys.